So I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking to myself, 100K a month is one of those goals that people kind of set and they just sort of shoot for as a number to just kind of throw out there without even really thinking about like what the implications of 100K a month would look like for them or why they're even chasing that target at all. And when I was younger, I had my digital marketing agency, and as I was building it and as I was like learning as I was going, like 100K a month in my head just didn't even seem like possible. It was like, geez, that'd be a nice to have thing. 100K a year was like my goal for ever. That's all I cared about. All I cared about was getting to six figures a year. Then I felt like I was going to be like King Dick. Like that would be me for the rest of my life. I could go and do anything I like. I could buy the car that I want, all the things, right? And when I was as I was building the agency up, like by way of just maturing and like my business getting better and me getting better inside my business, eventually I built my agency to now where I'm at now 50K a month. Last month I did something like 58,000. And not in my wildest dreams did I even think that was possible. Like I'm just a country kid who come from a really sort of normal upbringing, and I don't really have much of a sob story. I had hard times, but like I built my business to a point, never did I think it would get this far. And 100K a month is not out of reach. Like it's a few changes in my business to move forward and to be able to get to that stage, which 100K a month, if you do the math on that, it's $1 million, it's 1.2 mil rev a year. And while that sounds great, here's why I'm not going to do 100K per month in my online agency. And I had this revelation because I realized as I built my agency to where it is right now, I have everything I ever wanted. And that's kind of hit hard because I wanted to have a lifestyle where I wasn't answerable to anybody. I was my own boss. I got to work the hours that I wanted to. I wanted to have great relationships with my clients that I did great work for, and they were very respectful and understanding of that work. And I just wanted to have a good time doing it. And I'm doing all of those things. If I wanted to change the game and go, right, 100K a month is the next goal, the things that I would need to sacrifice in my life to get there is not worth it in my eyes. And I will not move my lifestyle for a number on a sheet of paper. Because if you think about it, 50K a month is a lot of fucking money. And I'm super proud of what I've built to this point. So what would I need to sacrifice to be able to get there? Well, I hired a mentor to help me do that. And basically, because they're wired, like mentors who have their way of doing things are wired to teach you their way, right? So their bias are always going to optimize for the thing that they've done that they're trying to teach you, which is fine. That's great. I wanted 100K a month, so let's do it. Let's get there. All right, cool. So you're going to have to hire two more people. You're going to have to hire a closer and a setter. You're going to have to do cold outreach, and you're going to need another media buyer because you're going to need the stock there for when the business comes in. So what I need to sacrifice is my hours, my time to manage a bigger team with larger overheads, with more moving parts, to be able to get to a goal that I didn't even know why I wanted to get there. It was just because I wanted to get to 100K per month. And as I went through that process, I got to a few weeks into that mentorship and something just didn't feel right. I felt completely off. I felt like I was going against all of my values. I didn't understand why. I couldn't work it out. And I was like, why don't I want this? Why is this not feeling like enjoyable? Like, why does my business feel shit now? It was because I was going against my actual true values, what is real to me, which is my lifestyle. The money buys my lifestyle. Now, would I want any less money than I currently have? Well, probably not. But even if I did, you take away 20K a month, it doesn't change my life. All that happens is I've got less money coming in. That's it. So when you're looking to optimize for something, I get that when you're in the early stages, you can't even really get a feel for those kinds of numbers because you're like, bro, I'm not even making 1,000 a month. Like like what you're saying doesn't make any sense. But if you're running an agency now, let's say you're at 5, 10K a month right now, and you're wanting to optimize to get to 50. I really push you and urge you to answer the question why you want to do that. Like, why is it that you would be optimizing to make that much money? What have you not got now that you want for the future? And I really had to ask myself those hard questions, because doing 58K a month versus, and then this month I'm projected to do something like 52 or whatever. If that dropped to 40, my life doesn't change at all. I do the same things with the same people, and I love my life how it is. So my agency buys my lifestyle. And now I'm kind of making these videos because I wish I had this kind of information from someone who is at that stage, who's been through all that hard stuff before. I have a small team that I love working with. I have one media buyer. He's an absolute weapon. Like, I'm going to fly him out from Albania out to Australia at some point. We're going to hang out. We're going to go to Bali together. Like, I love working with him. I got one VA. She's over in the Philippines, and she's an absolute legend. I like try and help her and her family out as much as I possibly can. If I add more moving parts to those relationships, then that just makes my life more complicated. And I am not that kind of person. I want to optimize for fluency and for ease and for great relationships with my clients. And that's another thing. Your relationships with your clients suffer as you put more into the machine. The machine is the thing that you're building to be able to facilitate everything. So for client management, then like I want to do the client management because I want my clients to be as close to me as I possibly can to get the best possible result, because that's what I enjoy. I'm friends with all of them. And retention is a more important factor for profit than just adding more fuel and more acquisition to your pipeline, to your funnel. Acquisition's great. And once you learn how to do it once, it's like, and when I say acquisition, I mean making new sales and getting people into your life, into your world more than your life. Well, it is your life at the end of the day, but acquisition's fine, but retention and having people in your world for longer periods of time when they're a good fit for you at the time of the season of your business is far more important for profit than acquisition will ever be. And I think a lot of people miss that piece. And for me, what I've optimized my agency to do is to have those great relationships so they stay around for a long time, because we get results together. It's a partnership. It's not, I'll do this for you and you sit back and relax. I never wanted that way of doing things. And when I went to shoot for that 100K per month to add more acquisition into my funnel, to do those things, I stopped enjoying the process because I just don't care. I don't want to do sales calls. I'm not interested in jumping on the phone for an hour with some guy, girl, business owner who's like, oh, I've been burnt before and how are you different? Like, I just don't care. I would rather work with someone who's like a really good fit at the time for their business and my business. It's a partnership. It's a mutual respectful understanding. I want more of those people in my world. And that's how I optimize my business now. I say no to literally anything that could change my world for the worse, even if it potentially projected could be. Like if I smell or sense something and I'm like, no, this is not right, then I remove them from my world altogether. I don't even entertain the idea. I don't pick up the phone for anyone else except for my clients and people who are close to me in my world. And that 100K per month figure, that was going to change that dynamic. Don't get me wrong, you can still probably run an agency, and I'm probably not a good enough entrepreneur to work that part out, to be honest, like to have like a 100K per month goal and still have the great things that I have in my world right now. But I'm not willing to really change anything now to be able to shoot for that goal, because I'm happy with where I'm at. The growth that's going to come from me is doing this now, to be able to help people make content for them so they can have those epiphanies for themselves. Like, all the skills and everything I built in my team, in my agency, with the results that I get, everything has been a combination of years worth of trying to learn how to do it. And like, hustle culture doesn't exist in my world. I work 2 to 3 hours a day because that's all I need to do to get great results and enjoy my life at the same time. I sometimes have to work more. That's just part of the game because I love working. That's just part of my life. So I guess what I'm saying with this video is I'm saying you should optimize for the type of person that you are. And I'm the type of person who wants fluency and ease of living, to be able to make money to purchase a living and do cool shit too. I can travel now. I can do basically whatever I like. And it's only because I give a shit about the people in my world, and only give a shit about the ones who I'm going to invite into it as well. And when you start to set those boundaries, your life changes, your business changes, everything changes. So there is no amount of money now that would make my life any better than what it really is at the moment. It would just add more shit to it that I just don't need. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you kind of like vibe with this kind of thing, I'll be making more videos like this. So stick around. Have a great day. I'm going to the gym. Cheers.